I think that MYRO is a sleeping giant. And why is that? It's because $5 during this bull run, that wouldn't surprise me whatsoever. Hypothetically speaking, of course, that's not financial advice nor a guarantee. But some people may be thinking, what do you mean by that? Man, take a look at the price action when it comes to MYRO. It's terrible. It's trash. They think it's complete caca. And I can't deny that because MYRO has had a pretty big pullback. And also on top of that, we're seeing many meme coins out there outperform it. So again, I can't really debate it when it comes to that. But my perspective is this. The way I view it is that the lower something is, hypothetically, the more room it has to grow. And again, the lower something is, the more chance for me to accumulate more at a quote-unquote cheaper price. Now, here's the thing. MYRO isn't necessarily some sort of terrible meme coin either because you take a look at it, there's many meme coins as of right now. Many Solana-based meme coins. There's just, again, many in general. But in my opinion, MYRO is special in a sense that, again, it's a Solana-based meme coin. However, it's actually named after the co-founder's dog. And I'm not talking about the co-founder of MYRO. I'm talking about the co-founder of Solana because you take a look at Raj Gokal, the co-founder of Solana. His dog is named MYRO. So it's only fitting that, again, this dog theme meme coin is named after his dog. You know, for instance, we see other meme coins, right? For instance, like Toshi, named after Brian Armstrong's cat. And also you take a look at Floki, right? Named after Elon Musk's, dog, so to speak. So when you take a look at it, this trend is amazing. And it's worked out pretty well when it comes to the case of Floki. Toshi still has a ways to go, but I think MYRO, it could be the next amazing, pet-themed meme coin, I would say, or named after a very famous figure. Now, here's the thing as well. If you take a look at Solana, it's such an amazing place to be for a meme coin just period, because even though there are many NFT projects, DeFi projects on Solana, meme coins, man, I really like it because you take a look at, for instance, Solana is very low in gas fees. It's very scalable. And also on top of that, you also have to take a look at it doesn't suffer from scalability issues. Again, you take a look at something like Ethereum, these issues, they're pretty much there. And I'm not saying that when it comes to Ethereum, all the meme coins are going to do bad. No, I'm bullish on some of them. But if you take a look at it, Ethereum, sky-high gas fees and scalability is often reported as an issue. So if you take a look at Solana, it's just a much better environment for a meme coin to be in, at least in my opinion. Now, for the people out there that complain that MYRO doesn't have a good use case, well, it just doesn't make sense in my opinion because a meme coin isn't supposed to have a good use case. When someone makes a meme coin, the way I take a look at it is that they can't really attack the angle of a good use case because it's not really evaluated in that way. For instance, you take a look at an NBA player, right? Does anyone judge an NBA player's ability to draw a painting? No, because it's not relevant to what they're doing. It's much like a meme coin. It's not some sort of revolutionary layer one blockchain or something like that. It's not some sort of, the next amazing DeFi project. No, right? Again, it's a meme coin. It's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be exciting. It's supposed to be enticing. And that's exactly what MYRO is. Not to mention MYRO, I'm not saying that the exposure is the best, but you take a look at when it comes to their exchange listings, it's pretty decent. It's not terrible. Other meme coins out there, we take a look at how it's very difficult to access. People can only get it from these random decentralized exchanges or random exchanges that we've never even heard of. But again, when it comes to MYRO, that's not the case. It's easily accessible. And I think during a fully fledged bull run, that's going to matter. You take a look at why was Shiba, and Dogecoin so popular. It's because they were pretty much listed everywhere, especially back then in 2021. So that's why we saw, something like Shiba, reach around 40 billion, Dogecoin reach over 80 billion. A meme coin needs that type of attention, right, in order to prosper. And this actually brings me to my point why $5 doesn't seem all that crazy, to me at least, because at that point, considering current circulating supply, market cap would be nearly $5 billion. Now, I get it, that's around a 50x from here, and some people may think that's ridiculous, but this in the grand scheme of things is actually kind of minuscule. You take a look at, again, like I mentioned before, if SHIB could reach around 40 billion, if Doge can reach over 80 billion, why can't MYRO at least reach around 5 billion? I'm not saying that MYRO is going to be the next big meme coin. Again, just reaching around a $5 billion market cap, it doesn't seem too crazy in my opinion. And also, this brings me to my second point as to why I don't think MYRO needs to necessarily be the next Doge or SHIB in order to be considered a success. Because again, just achieving such a small glimpse of what Doge and SHIB reach at its peak, that right there is already around a 50x from here. So it's not like, MYRO has to go to like a $50 billion market cap to do like a 50x. No, again, just a $5 billion market cap slightly below that. It's already around a 50x from here. So that's kind of crazy to think about. And some people out there, they're complaining and saying, oh yeah, the crypto space is never going to pump again, all this type of stuff. Take a look at Bitcoin, take a look at other meme coins. But in my opinion, even historically speaking, this isn't even supposed to be when altcoins peak as a worst case scenario, because usually altcoins as a worst case, they peak around a year and a half after a Bitcoin halving event. And the last Bitcoin halving event happened back in April. So if you think about that logically, that's still around like 11 months from right now as a worst case for something like MYRO and even other altcoins to prove themselves. And if you take a look at it, when things want to pump in the world of cryptocurrencies, it happens pretty quickly, So when people like to say, oh, it's actually not that much longer, in the world of cryptocurrency, it's actually pretty long. Now, granted, could it happen sooner? Absolutely. But again, just as a worst case, based off of history, there's still some time there. And in the meantime, I'm going to be waiting anyways, because I'm still waiting on a bunch of other cryptocurrencies to begin with. So when it comes to waiting, when it comes to MYRO, I just don't see why it's so bad. And not to mention as well, if you take a look at it, right? Again, some people want to day trade, they want to use leverage, they want to swing trade, but not for me. I just dollar cost average, I acquire, I hold, and I just wait on a consistent basis. That's it. And not to mention, there's over 500 million crypto owners as of right now, according to Crypto.com research. So that's insane. That's more than ever before in history. So I think this bull run could be really ridiculous. But again, it's going to take some time. Now, you also take a look at the Bitcoin ETF. That's massive. And Bitcoin as of right now is doing absolutely well. But eventually, people are going to get bored. As Bitcoin reaches even greater levels, some people, they want gains again. They're going to start taking profits. And hypothetically, they might flow that into meme coins, much like MYRO. So I do believe that when it comes to MYRO, the race is far from over. A lot of people like to focus on the past. They're like, oh, wow, the price dumped, all this type of stuff. However, I still do believe that there are better days ahead, because when it comes to a meme coin as unique as MYRO, again, being a Solana-based meme coin, I just have a hard time believing that it's going to do bad. I mean, if something like Luna Classic even found a bottom, if something like Klima DAO even found a bottom, I just have a hard time believing that something like MYRO wouldn't do at least okay during a fully fledged bull run, because as the old saying goes, a high tide raises all ships, meaning that once the crypto space is euphoric, once the FOMO buying pressure is there, usually a lot of, even bad projects go along with the ride. Take a look back in 2021, for instance, right? We saw absolutely caca nonsense projects just go absolutely ham, so I don't think that MYRO is going to do bad. I'm not saying it's going to become the best performing meme coin out there, but I think it's going to do decent. And what I really like about MYRO is the fact that it's not a micro cap, right? So the risk doesn't feel too intense, but then the hypothetical upside still feels there. Because if I got into something like SHIB and Doge, yeah, sure, they're more safe, when it comes to MYRO as a meme coin. I totally understand that, but the room for growth is pretty bad. They're complete dinosaurs. But on the flip side, if I get into like a micro cap, yeah, sure, it could do like a 1000x maybe, right? We just don't know. But the risk is so high, I don't want to dabble with that. I'd much rather just experiment, or should I say believe in something like MYRO, and then see where it goes from there. I don't have a magic crystal ball and I can't predict exactly what happens, but I can only speculate. And I do believe that hypothetically, something like MYRO could do great, because it's already proven itself before, not to the levels of like $5, but still, right? It showcased that it can still gain hype, attention. And again, during a fully fledged bull run, I just don't see why the same thing, if not a lot better, would not happen again, right? So I think that when it comes to MYRO, I get it, the sentiment isn't the best, but for me, I want to FOMO into something when the sentiment isn't that great, because if I'm FOMOing into MYRO at the price of like 50 cents, $1, it's a little bit too little too late. At least that's the way I view it. Now, not to mention, if you take a look at MYRO, tokenomics are not confusing at all. Other meme coins out there, completely crazy tokenomics, supplies way too high to the point that they can't even go to the price of like 2 cents, 5 cents. But when it comes to MYRO, reaching the price of $5 isn't too crazy. Again, the market cap, nearly $5 billion, because the supply is relatively low, right? When it comes to a meme coin. And that's what I really like about it. So when it comes to MYRO, again, I think the race is far from over. And at the price of $5 during this bull run, that right there wouldn't surprise me whatsoever. And make sure to subscribe if you gain value from this video. I'd greatly appreciate it. It's only the Captain, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. I'm out. Peace. Bye.